Good morning, friends. In the last lecture, we talked about animal tissues. So, there are four different types of animal tissues: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. In the last lecture, we did the epithelial tissues. So, epithelial tissues are covering tissues which cover the whole organism. It also covers all the organs, both externally and internally, and they give protection. Some of them are glandular, which secrete enzymes. Then they are ciliated with hair-like structures which help the materials to move. In today's lecture, we are going to do the next step of animal tissue, that is the connective tissue. Now the word connective suggests that it connects the different organs or different parts inside the body. Yes, the word connective tissue means it connects the different parts or organs inside the body. Materials are transported from one organ to another throughout the body. So the characteristics of the connective tissue are mainly it consists of a matrix. Matrix is a substance in which all the cells are embedded. So matrix is the whole tissue, underlying tissue going throughout the whole body into which certain cells are embedded. So you can say matrix is the medium, is the whole medium throughout the body, and its special cells are embedded, and each cell does a special kind of function. So what is the location of this connective tissue? It is found in the deeper parts of the body and also between the skin and the muscles. So every organism has got an outer skin and inside the muscles to move, but between the skin and the muscles there lies the tissue called the connective tissue. Now the function of the connective tissue is to keep the various organs in place. Means all the organs are there, but to keep them in place there is a surrounding material which connects, flows throughout the whole body. That medium is flowing throughout the whole body. So this tissue is called the connective tissue. Now connective tissue are of two types: a connective tissue proper and a loose connective tissue. Proper means local, situated at one place and doing a specific function, and loose connective tissue is moving throughout the whole body. So there is a location in the deeper parts of the body where it may be fixed between the skin and the muscles, and the loose connective tissue is throughout the whole body which connects all the different organs. So the connective tissue is again irregular cells scattered and embedded, scattered throughout the whole matrix. So like I told you, the matrix is the tissue running throughout the whole body. Cells are scattered everywhere. They are not collected at one place. They are scattered everywhere and embedded in the soft matrix. So it is there in all the internal organs of the body, and the cavities of the body are filled by this cells and this matrix. So what is the proper function? It is a binding and a supporting structure. It binds also and supporting structure within the body. So we have got in the connective tissues proper a tissue called the areolar tissue. We have got the adipose tissue and we have got the fibrous tissue. So what are these tissues? Areolar tissue. It is made up of a gelatinous matrix like a gel containing cells and irregularly arranged fibers. The fibers are not arranged regularly, they are irregularly arranged. Where is it found? Between the skin and the muscles. It is around the blood vessels, in the nerves, and in the bone marrow. So what is the function? It supports and strengthens the internal organs. Adipose tissues are filled with flat globules. Those tissues are containing fatty materials. It is found beneath the skin. It is also found around the kidneys and other internal organs such as the intestine. Now this flat globules, the fatty material acts as a cushion. Cushion means it prevents from shocks also, and also it insulates the body against the loss of heat. So the fatty material which have on our skin throughout the body, the fatty material insulates the body and prevents the loss of heat. So people who are usually fat do not feel too much of cold because of the fat layers deposited under their skin. And the fibrous tissue contain fiber forming cells. And the fiber forming cells form tendons and ligaments. We'll see what these tendons and ligaments are. So tendons and ligaments are tissues found between the bones and the muscles. Now tendons help to attach muscle to the bones, and ligaments hold the structures together and keep them strong and stable. We'll see all the things now in a detail. So areolar tissue is a gelatinous matrix containing cells and irregularly arranged fibers, and adipose tissue is the flat globules. So they both come in the connective tissue proper. So now we'll see each one in detail. The areolar tissue, what we talked about, found between the skin and the muscles, around blood vessels, around the nerves and the bone marrow. So it fills up the spaces inside the organs, supports internal organs and help in repair of tissues. So you can see the diagram, there are mast cells, then there are collagen fibers, macrophages, reticular fiber, fibroblasts. So these all are parts of the areolar tissue. So this tissue has got different cells of its own. Yes, macrophages, collagen fibers. The fibers are what keeps the vessel. There are irregular fibers inside. So you can see the regular fibers, reticular fibers, collagen fibers are all irregular fibers. They are not arranged. There is a plasma cell, a mast cell and the macrophage inside the areolar tissue. So these tissues are performing different functions, but it helps in the ligaments and tendons. This is the adipose tissue. This we saw below the skin and between the internal organs. They are filled with fat globules. So we discussed this. They act as storage of fats and acts as insulator. What does storage of fats mean? For our body to get energy, we need carbohydrates. So the amount of energy we use, the carbohydrates are burnt up. But the unused carbohydrates of energy get stored inside the body in the form of fat for later use. So fatty layers, what do they do? The fatty layers act as the insulator and prevent the loss of heat. Then we have the cartilage and the bone. Now first we'll see what is the bone. Our body has got a skeleton with a hard skull and very hard bones. So it gives a structure to the body. But this bone is also a connective tissue. The bone is called a connective tissue, but it is a supportive connective tissue. So what does it support? It supports the whole body. The bone is hard, strong, non-flexible. Bones do not bend. But it is a porous tissue. Porous means hollow from inside, which consists of living cells. So it is hard, strong and non-flexible porous tissue. It gives a shape to the body. It forms the rigid part of the skeletal system, the skeleton, which gives the shape to the body. So it gives a supporting framework for the body and also a shape and rigidity to the body. So bone is hard, strong and non-flexible. Okay. Then we have got the cartilage. The cartilage is a non-porous, semi-transparent and elastic tissue. If you want to feel the cartilage tissue, you can touch your ear and bend your ear. Is it present in the nose, the external ear, the trachea, the larynx, end of long bones and between the vertebrae? These are soft tissues, cartilages. They connect. It's a connecting tissue. So the ears, if you touch your ears and see, bend your ears, the cartilage has given a shape to your ear, but the cartilages are soft and can be easily bent. So what is the function of cartilages? At the end of the bones, it smoothens the bone surface and allows the free movement of joints. Now if you know and if you studied the skeletal system, there is a pivot joint, ball and socket joint. Yes, you learned about the joints in the previous standard. Now for the body to move, The muscle will make the bones to move, and the bones move at the joints. So who keeps the joints soft and flexible to move? That is the cartilage. The cartilage does that. It smoothens the bone surface at joints, allowing smooth movement of this joint. So our body moves by coordination. Coordination means the brain gives the signals to the muscles. The muscles contract to make the bone move. But the bones are not in a continuous manner. The bones are in smaller shapes and they are joined at the joints. So there is a ball and socket joint, then there is a hinge joint, there is a pivot joint. So different movement of our appendages depend upon the different kind of joints inside the body. So bone is a strong part, hard part, giving the framework and the shape to the body. The cartilages are the surfaces of the bones, near the bones, which allow the smooth movements of this joint. Now they all are composed of fibers. The fibers is the main matrix element that is found in the bones and cartilages, and it connects the different tissues. Which tissues? We learned about the areolar tissue and the adipose tissue. Now look at the bones and cartilages. What does the bone do? It anchors the muscles and supports the main organs of the body. So inside the skeleton, we have got our heart, lungs, kidneys in the rib cage because it needs protection. Bones are strong and non-flexible tissue. So the bone cells are embedded in a hard matrix. This matrix is not soft. For the bone cell, the matrix is hard. The bone cell is also called osteocyte. The bone cells are hard, the matrix is hard, and it contains calcium and phosphorus compounds. The bone cell contains calcium and phosphorus compounds, which makes it very hard. There is shown in the diagram, there is a Haversian canal which contains the blood vessels and nerve fibers. Means inside the bone also, the soft bone, there is bone marrow which makes the new blood cells. The lifespan of the RBC is almost 120 days. So new RBCs are generated inside the bone marrow. Bone marrow is found in the center of hollow bones. And the Haversian canal contains the blood vessels. Blood vessels, why? Because even the bone needs energy, yes, to grow. Because as we grow, the bones are also growing with us, and there are nerve fibers. Means the bone can also feel, and the commands are given by the brain through the nerve fibers. Now cartilages are widely spaced cells. They are not very hard, they are widely spaced. It contains proteins and sugars. So we learned the function. The cartilages smoothen the bone surfaces at the joints. Is it present in nose, ear, trachea and the larynx? That is the windpipe and the neck. So it has got a hyaline matrix, that is a soft matrix, and the cells inside the cartilages are called chondrocytes. Remember, inside the bone the cells are called osteocytes, they have a different function. In the cartilages they are called chondrocytes. But again, these cells need energy to live, to grow, to do different functions. So there is a blood vessel carrying food over there and nerve fibers to send the signals, whatever the function is needs to be done. So what we have understood, the connective tissue throughout the whole body, the strong part, the bone, the skeletal framework which gives shape to the body, and the cartilages are the soft tissues between the bones which makes the movement very flexible. Now apart from the bones and cartilages, there are two more connections called the tendons and the ligaments. So we have got bones act separately and cartilages act separately, but tendons and ligaments are the connections. So two bones are connected to each other by the ligament. So when you run hard or while playing, the ligament can also tear. Sports people know they get issues about the ligament tear. Too much of exercise, strenuous exercise can lead to strain or tear in the ligament. The tissue is very elastic. It has good strength, but when you go beyond the capacity, the ligament can break. Sports person face lot of kind of difficulties. So what do the ligaments do? They connect two bones. If our bones were not small and in size, our whole body would have been rigid. But we can move our hands and legs very freely, but that depends upon the kind of joints we have. A hinge joint only moves inward. For example, your hand can bend inward but not outward. Even your knee can bend inward but not outward. While your shoulder is the ball and socket joint, it can go 360-degree. You can make it go fully round. And even your pelvic joints are ball and socket joints. While the neck is a pivot joint, you can move your neck side to side. So ligaments are the tissue which connect two bones and make movement very easy. Tendons connect muscle to bones. Now you know we have got bones which can move, but they cannot move on their own. The bones have to be given special energy to move. That is done by the muscles. So it is actually the muscles which makes the bones move. And how does it happen? The tendons connect the muscle to the bones. So ligament connect to bone, while the tendons connect muscle to bones. So tendons are also connective tissues. So when the nervous tissue gives the signal for the muscle to move, the muscle will contract and that will make the bones to move. So while walking, we are walking voluntarily. Yes, it's a voluntary movement on purpose. So how do we walk? When we walk, then our muscles contract and the bones bend accordingly and we can move. So tendons also are a fibrous tissue. They also have great strength, but they have limited flexibility. The flexibility is not too much, it connects muscle to bone. While I said the ligament connects bone to bone is very elastic. Why? Sometimes we stretch our hand outside, that is when the ligament gets stretched. So proper exercise will keep the ligaments and the tendons healthy. That is why we are advised to do exercise regularly to keep everything in proper shape. If after a long time you go to play and try to stretch yourself, you may feel a muscle tear or a ligament tear. So flexibility is needed and proper diet is also needed to keep it in proper shape. So that was the proper connective tissue. Now there is another connective tissue called the fluid connective tissue. Fluid means it is not accommodated at one place or it is not concentrated at one place, but it moves throughout the body. So the fluid connective tissues inside the body is blood and lymph. They are two different liquids. Now blood is a red colored fluid matrix. Again it is a matrix, means a fluid, a medium in which the cells are there. Which cells? So it contains plasma, the fluid part, and the cells are the RBCs, the WBCs and the platelets. So there are three main ones: RBCs, WBCs and the platelets. So these are present throughout the whole body. Now what do? They establish continuity within the body. We'll see each one separately shortly. And lymph contain only WBCs. They are also present throughout the body. They have got their own system called a lymphatic system, and the blood moves throughout our circulatory system. Heart pumps the blood throughout the body through the arteries, vein and capillaries. So lymph transport nutrients and provides protection. Even the blood is transporting nutrients throughout the body. So the fluid connective tissue has got liquid as the ground substance. Okay, the matrix is a liquid. In the bones, cartilages, ligament and tendons, the matrix was a solid. Here the matrix is a liquid and is present throughout the body. The function is to provide nutrition, help in transport of nutrients and get rid of waste matter. So waste matter, getting rid of waste matter means the blood carries the toxic carbon dioxide from different cells of the body to the lungs to be thrown out. Similarly, the blood carries urea and uric acid from the different parts of the body to the kidney to be thrown out as urine. So it is carrying nutrition also and even helps in moving transporting waste matter to the proper organ for the elimination from the body. So liquid connective tissues, we have got the blood and the lymph. Now the blood contains plasma, but the blood is red in color because of the RBC. It is also called red blood cell or red blood corpuscle. So the red blood corpuscle is very important. You know why it is important? It gives a red color to the blood because it contains hemoglobin. Hemo means iron. So RBCs are red in color. The blood appears red because of hemoglobin. Hemo means iron. So the iron content in the red blood cells makes it appear red, which makes the blood red. Now the hemoglobin in the RBC has got an affinity for oxygen, means when you got hemoglobin in the blood, then when you breathe in oxygen, the oxygen makes a compound with hemoglobin called oxyhemoglobin. And oxyhemoglobin moves the oxygen throughout the body where it goes to different cells. One dangerous thing which can happen is when you breathe in carbon monoxide, then the compound formed is carboxyhemoglobin, which will kill the blood cell, and that is why when there is a fire, a person can die due to the smoke. So fluid connective tissue, we are seeing the RBC. The main function is what? Moving oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. And in the WBC we have got many different types of function. We have got a eosinophil, a basophil, a neutrophil, a lymphocyte, monocyte. All these are white blood cells. All these five. Now, you will not know what the function is, but if you go to a pathology lab for a blood report or a urine report, then you will see all these things are mentioned inside. So normally you will not find this anywhere, but if you see a blood and a urine report of a pathology lab, you will find all these cells, and the chart will show you what is the normal amount of these cells inside the body. Means, like I told you, the hemoglobin in the blood. There is a range of hemoglobin for the normal functioning of the human body. Yes, if the hemoglobin goes below certain reading or above certain reading, it is called an abnormality which has to be cured. The same goes for the white blood cells. Now, what is the main function of the white blood cells? The white blood cells kills all the foreign organisms which enter the body. In short, it gives protection to the body. So there are different cells. This is a lymphocyte. The lymphocyte is like an amoeba. It engulfs the foreign material and destroys it. So lymphocyte is the one, WBC. It is also there in the lymph, which gives protection to the body. Right? So it is very important that all these cells are in their normal range. Lesser or more can make the body abnormal and prone to diseases. So again, the blood is a connective tissue. The cells of the connective tissue are loosely packed and embedded in an intercellular matrix. Now the matrix may be like a jelly, like a fluid. It can be dense or it can be rigid. But that will depend upon the nature of the matrix, depends upon the function. So blood has got a fluid matrix. The fluid matrix is called plasma. In the plasma, like I told you, we have got the RBC, the different WBC and the platelets. Now what is the function of the platelets? These platelets make the blood to clot. There is prothrombin inside the blood. Yes, a pigment called prothrombin. Now when we get a wound and the blood cells open, the prothrombin comes out into the air, and into the open it forms a material called thrombin. And thrombin then makes the fibers make a net-like substance in which all the cells are embedded and the blood clots. So the main function of platelet is to make the blood clot so that we do not lose blood from the body. Now the plasma contains proteins, salts and hormones, and the blood which flows throughout the body transports gases, digested food. Hormones, so means the blood is carrying material throughout the body. We will find about ductless glands. Yes, glands which secrete hormones and enzymes are secreted at one place, but the blood carries them to all the parts of the body. So today we did a second tissue is called the connective tissue. The first we did was what? Epithelial tissue, giving covering or protection to the body. Today we did the connective tissue. Connective tissue, again I told you the word says connecting the different organs of the body. Yes, because if the body has to work normally and properly, everything has to be connected in the proper manner. So we have got a connective tissue in which you have got a proper connective tissue which is hard, that is the bone and the cartilage. The bone is very hard. The skeletal framework of the body. The skeletal framework of the body means it gives a proper shape to the body. It gives strength and protection to the inner delicate organs. Okay, so the bones are very strong and the bone marrow produce RBC. But for the movement, the bones are connected. So two bones are connected by the ligament and muscles are connected to bone by the tendons. So the ligaments and tendons are the one which help in movement. And cartilages are also called soft bones. They are very soft. They can be easily bent. But they can give shape. So the external ear, the pinna, is made up of cartilages. Okay, so we have got in the proper connective tissue the bone, the cartilage, the tendons and the ligaments. And they have got tissue called the areolar tissue and the adipose tissue. So areolar tissue gives the fibrous materials strength and rigidity, while the adipose tissue is fat containing tissue. It prevents heat loss and acts as a heat insulator. And then we have got the liquid connective tissue. Like we said, why the liquid connective tissue is needed? Because materials have to be transported throughout the body. And in the intercellular spaces, we have got a liquid which is called the lymph. Now, lymph is very important because it contains WBC. All materials going in and out of the cell passes through the lymph. So, the lymph can kill any foreign object inside the body. So, today we have done the bones, cartilages, tendons and ligaments, the blood and the lymph, all together called the connective tissue. So like the word suggests, it connects all the systems and all the organs together to coordinate the whole body. So now we are left to do two more tissues, the muscular tissue and the nervous tissue, which will complete in the next lecture, and then we'll go into a little more detail about the different cells inside the matrix. Okay, so here we am just giving the summary. So we have done type of tissue, but then we'll go into extra information at a later lecture. So I'm going to end here. Thank you.